What's gross? This one's gross. That's what's gross. Ew. You? What do you mean you?
Sticker. It's good.
I made it to a heart.
Yep.
You pretty
Wiggle
much
your
have
fingers.
to get,
Yeah, like this. Look it.
you have to get pretty far up in there.
Just go like.
Hello friends, hi, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, hi, I'm Darian. I'm a wife, I'm a mother, and I'm a homesteader. I'm all the things rolled into one. Today's video, we're gonna tackle a project, and you know what? I was like debating if I should show this to the world. And then I thought maybe it's like some accountability for myself. So we're going to do that. We're gonna do accountability. Yeah, so we're gonna tackle what my household calls the closet of doom. And I'm not kidding, my husband and children refer to it as the closet of doom. And I'm gonna show you my closet of doom, and no judging, okay? We watch and we don't judge, okay? Is that a thing? What it is essentially is right off, like my kitchen's over here, right off my kitchen in the hallway, there's this closet, and it's like a pantry closet. And since we moved in a year and a half ago, this pantry has just been a disaster. I'm the only one who really goes in it because everyone's afraid to. And I'm gonna revamp it because I just don't think that this, I think that this pantry space could be utilized in a better way. And so I would like to do that today. The fun thing about moving in is you can, and being an adult I guess, is that like you can rearrange things whenever you feel like it. So I feel like the space is just not working well in this manner anymore, and I need to change things up. So that's what we're gonna do. So let's go ahead and show you what we're working with. Okay, like I said, you've been warned. My kids and my husband even open it so slow. Like nobody will put dishes away in here because they're afraid that the pile, the avalanche is gonna fall on them. So there's, don't mind the dog hair, little platform, and then there's these little weird built-in things that the gentleman who'd lived here before us built, but they don't really fit anything, so they're kind of odd. I don't know what his purpose was with them, and I wish that I could ask him, but unfortunately he has passed on. I'm sure there was a purpose, I just don't know what it was. Anyway, so, and then there's like a base shelf right there, and that's where I started putting things, as you can see, and then my pile just kept getting thrown in. That's how you get to our attic. But then there's these shelves, so once again, things just get thrown on. You can tell which items we use most often in our house because they're like thrown on top, essentially. So when we first moved in, our idea, well, my thinking was, perfect, we'll have all the heavy kitchen appliances that, you know, you don't use all the time, so you don't want them on your counter, but like you use them, so you want them. We used to have them in the basement at our old house, so Andrew would carry them upstairs for me every time I needed something, and I was like, this is perfect. This is right off my kitchen, like, kitchen here, so I can just grab it myself. It's perfect. And as much as I like this, I'll still keep this stuff up top, but like this stuff here also, this is all like our big bulk items that we keep in these, like, I think they're 3-gallon pails. They just don't need to be in here anymore because they don't get used as much because we have smaller jars in our kitchen of these items. So my plan is clean this, get this organized better. Few of these things can go downstairs to the downstairs pantry because like my canning pot, that's not something that, you know, gets used often and stuff. And then these will go downstairs, and then downstairs I'm going to take up some of our pantry items and bring them up here. So like the canned goods that we buy from the store, and like noodles and like stuff we use more often throughout the week, essentially. So that's kind of the plan. I'm thinking we're gonna see if this works. I don't know, this might have been a better idea in my head, and now that I'm looking at this, I don't know if I have the mental capacity for this, but it needs to get done because like this is starting to get a little dramatic and a little out of hand, so we need to, oh gosh, we need to fix this. There's just, yeah, okay, so let's go ahead and dive right in. You know that expression, that it gets worse before it gets better? I definitely feel like that's gonna be one of those situations right now because like, There's just so much stuff in here. Okay, let's unload it all into my table, okay? Okay, this is all I've gotten out so far. It's just not that much. But, like, there's just so much stuff. So, I'm thinking, under proper observation of the dogs, I'm gonna have to take some out, put some in. Take some out, put some in. I'm thinking that might be the best solution right now. Like a knife. Why is there a little knife in here? Okay, so there's just a lot of, like, not dust, but crumb dust. I don't know what to describe it. So we're gonna just quickly wipe this down before we put anything back on it, because I mean, that'd be pretty silly to go through all this work to clean and reorganize and not really clean. So dusty. It wasn't as dusty and dirty as I thought it was gonna be. I don't know if I can get a good view with it because of the wall. Yeah, anyway. So one shelf done, and that only took me 25 minutes because there's so much stuff. Okay, so we got this done, and we got like this little shelf crevice thing done too. So now to go through all the stuff and see. I think we're gonna be donating some stuff today because I think we have too much stuff that we don't use, and there's no sense to keep what you don't use. Okay, so I think I just figured out what I'm gonna do with this little odd spot. As long as my theory works. Oh, it does. Do all the other sizes fit there? Oh, I mean, they can go sideways though. Okay, I think I'm gonna store our extra stash of Ziploc bags and stuff there, because like we buy like Kirkland ones, so like we buy in bulk at Costco. So the extras can be stored in here. I think that's a good spot because then it's not wasted space. Like it's such an odd cupboard. Like it's not very deep, so you can't fit a whole lot in it, but like you don't want to waste space either in this small house. Okay, update. I didn't have the camera in here rolling while I was cleaning because let me tell you, it's a very small space and very unpleasant to have a close-up of my cheeks. Anyway, we got the bags organized. That worked out really well. And then the leftover ones that couldn't fit down there went up there because we always bring food when we go places, and so we always keep extra little tinfoil things on hand so we can just leave at someone's house. So those will sit there with the parchment paper and the extra bags, so that worked out really well. The previous owner had installed this back when plastic bags were like a thing. As we're well aware, plastic bags are no longer a thing really, but we still have them in circulation somewhere. So every time we get some, we actually do save them and we put them in here because Andrew will sell eggs at his office sometimes, and they like him to bring them in, you know, bags we can get rid of, to carry it through the office. So that's what he does. So we use these bags whenever people have them for when we sell eggs. But it's looking good. I don't think my pasta rack's gonna sit there, but for right now, it's just gonna sit there while I figure it out. So we got these two shelves cleaned, making our way up. Okay, progress. Let's see if I can climb. Maybe this is why the gentleman had built this way, so his wife could climb. So this very top shelf that won't get touched often, I decided to move everything up here. I'm gonna call it entertaining. So like we have this triple crock pot that we use for holidays and when we have people over. This is something we use for cold things when we have people over, like a big gathering. Once again, big gathering type things that we use only will all stay up here, and then that way it all has a designated spot and I don't have to worry about trying to like move this stuff out of my way when I don't use this on a day-to-day. Shelf right underneath is our appliances that we use, you know, periodically throughout the week, or you know, a decent amount of times throughout the month. So our main crock pot, our little crock pot, our waffle maker, our blender, and then our ice cream machines in the back, because I mean that's more of a summery thing, but the nice weather's coming up, so I didn't want that buried too much. So that's on this shelf. This is more main shelf. The shelf right underneath is where I'm at, and I have like 2 roasting pans that I use quite often there, and then these 2 Tupperware dishes are ones that Andrew uses for grilling. They have the little dents in them, so when you marinate meat. A Tupperware bread container, bowls we usually use. We use a lot of these main Tupperware things the most, so I didn't want them buried. Once again, bread one, that one is where usually I put cookies. My massive colander that we only really use for canning season, but then I put all the stainless bowls in. I have more that need to be washed, but anyway. I think I'm going to leave the pasta rack there for now, until further notice. Griddle. I don't use the griddle often anymore, but my daughter does. Our oldest daughter's learning how to cook, and so she likes to use the griddle a lot. So put that one easy, accessible for her. And then like I said, these are dishes that we use more often, like Tupperware ones. Like this is where we store leftovers in the fridge. Our main green mixing bowls, vintage that I love. Okay, we're going to take a quick little break. Actually, if you want real life. This is what my kitchen's starting to look like after trying to get things out of there. So these are all the bins that have to go downstairs with a couple of donating items. These are all recyclables. Gonna get rid of those 2 appliances. Over here, gonna get rid of the bread maker. Gonna get rid of some bread pans. I mean cake pans that we don't use. And then like we still have a handful of stuff I have to sort through out here. Okay, just like that, we're done. We're done. I'm gonna flip it around and like give you a little bit of a tour, although it's really tiny, obviously. But we're done. It's just taking me longer than I would like to admit, because you know, when you start doing something and then you get sidetracked, and then you're like, oh, that has to be clean too. That's how this project happened, but that's okay because it's done. Can't wait for my husband to get home and to show him and the kids, to be honest. It's no longer the closet of doom. It is now, you can see a floor in there now. Like, come on, you can see a floor. So let me flip this down and show you. We need like all angles here to appreciate it. So there's a floor. I also moved our milk crate in here. So we purchase our milk from a dairy farm, like straight up from a dairy farm. And so we get like these glass bottles. I've shared about them before. We get them in these glass bottles, and then we return the bottles for a deposit back. So they let us use the crate, so we always have it. And before I stored it on top of this, but this mini fridge is actually going out to the barn. This is our farm fridge where we keep like our eggs and our goat's milk, but we're actually moving it, which means that the milk crate's gonna eventually have to move too. So I figured it fits here perfectly, so why not leave it there? Perfect. So we have a floor. I'm gonna squat down. Milk crate. I left the bag thing that the gentleman had installed in the wall. It's great, we use it. We now have a home for all of our bulk buying of Ziploc bags, parchment paper, tin foil containers, that kind of stuff. I kind of want to leave this space a little empty so I can step on this. I think, you know, when I stood on it, I think that's why the gentleman built it the way that he did, was so that his wife could climb up if she needed to reach all the way at the top. Because that's what I did. I climbed up on this one, and then I climbed up on that one, and it actually worked. It held my weight a lot better than I thought it was going to. And it worked. So that's maybe what his thinking was. I don't know. We're going to say that it was. I have a random casserole dish that doesn't have a home, so it's just going to sit here. But I'm going to leave this spot blank. This little cubby is, I have multiple, because are you a homesteader if you don't have multiple vacuum sealers? I actually had 4 at one point. We're down to 2. Until we can afford to invest in a really good quality one, we buy these. I'm going to call them inexpensive, because in food saver world, I mean in vacuum saving world, a food saver in my opinion is, sorry. So anyway, food savers are both there with the box of food saver bags. I do have another box of these. We actually used to buy a knockoff version of the bags, but these were on sale for a really good deal at Costco back in the fall, so we bought 2 cases. Anyway, these are just the parts for our cheese grater, because our cheese grater attaches to our KitchenAid stand mixer. So those are all just the parts for that. I'm just going to leave it there because once again, it's something that doesn't get pulled out as often in my opinion. But, and then over here, like I said, these are things we use more day-to-day, weekly things. I already described all that stuff. I already described all the top to you. And then I moved up from our basement pantry. What I did was move up anything store-bought, which as you can tell is not a lot. So the downstairs pantry is going to be strictly now either the remaining bulk items that I didn't put them away yet. So like those are going to go downstairs to the downstairs pantry, and then the rest of the items in the downstairs pantry will just strictly be stuff that we can ourselves. So yeah, I honestly thought I had more store-bought stuff, but apparently I don't. So anyway, pasta noodles, our popcorn containers because we make our own popcorn. Mac and cheese, we buy the Annie's, some chow mein noodles that the family likes, multi-grain rice, some, what's back there? Oh, some breadcrumbs because we bought it in Costco, chickpeas, mushrooms, tomato paste. I do can some of my own, but it does not hurt to have any on hand in my opinion. Diana sauce, because meatballs are a good thing to make last minute. Cheerios for my son. A little bit of Lipton soup left from the winter, hazelnut spread, and peanut butter, and then that's it for this section. Yeah. So, I am so glad that this task is done. I have a lot of things to donate. There was a lot of empty boxes in here too, so those got pulled out, like empty Ziploc bags and stuff. The kids must have left it in there when they restocked our drawer. And so like there's just a couple items left out here, but they're going to be donated. My water bath canner is actually just going to move downstairs. And then everything else, like I said, donating, getting rid of, trash, whatever. But I am so excited, like words cannot describe. I can open this without the fear of everything falling. It's great. It's gonna be great. I can't wait to show everybody when they get home. So anyway, friends, thank you for watching and coming along this traumatic organization video. I don't know if these are my forte. I don't know if I like these, but anyway, thank you for coming along, and until next time, guys, bye.